So this is that single leg kettlebell RDL. So what you're gonna do, find something to hold yourself on. Okay, whatever hand is on the support system, that inside leg is gonna be down towards that side, and the weight's gonna be in your opposite hand. So I'm gonna lower myself down, hinging, okay? And I'm gonna be standing up, pushing that hip forward to bridge back up. If it's hard single leg, you can always tap that back foot down to help give yourself some stability. So from the front, this is what it looks like. Driving the hip forward. From the side, I'm gonna show you here what I want it to look like. Is this knee, it unlocks, okay? But it doesn't bend any farther than what it unlocks. So it unlocks, and you're gonna be hinging over. Hinging, hinging, hinging. You should feel a good little stretch in the hamstring. And then when you're firing, you're pushing this hip forward and engaging the glute and hamstring to fire, okay? So it's down here as far as you feel like you can. I don't want you to get lower by doing this or bending the knee. This is all locked into place. And a good way to kind of remember how to do this is if you keep your eyes up and look forward. It's harder to drop your chest if your eyes are up looking forward. Be in this position, then you're gonna push this hip forward to return to that standing position. This is called 3D strap trail leg. You're gonna put it right shoulder, spin to your left, but you will be doing both sides on this one, okay? Cable is down low, so what you wanna do, arms can just kind of do whatever. If you wanna put them out to the side, cross your chest, that's fine. It's called trail leg because you're gonna be loading and then pushing off of this trail leg, okay? So you're gonna be doing a backswing here. Nice, good backswing. This is going to be pulling you into rotation, so it's going to kind of assist with that torso rotation, but you're also going to feel fairly loaded on this trail leg. And what I want you to focus on is pushing off the trail leg through impact. What this band is going to want to do is by the weight pulling against you, it's going to almost feel like you need to slide to get over. You don't want to slide. You want to really focus on getting that left hip back and not sliding over. The weight I have on here is kind of a moderately heavy weight, probably between 17 and 30 pounds. You want it to be challenging. So you're gonna be loaded here, and then you're gonna be pushing off that leg and preventing yourself from sliding. So that hip's going backwards to a nice impact position. Load that backswing, push off this trail leg, driving through. And bring the leg out to the side with your hand on your hip, okay? The ankle weight being lower on the leg is gonna create more of a lever, causing it to be a little bit more challenging. So this is another option you can do as well. If you see from the side, I'm not kicking my leg forward at all. My leg is going straight out to the side or even slightly into extension to really work that glute. So this one's called FMT torso rotation. You're gonna take this little band, it's called an FMT, a functional movement trainer. Take this little strap and fold it over. You're just gonna hold onto it with your hand, okay? What this one's doing is it's focusing on torso rotation with a little bit of speed and a little bit of resistance. So you're gonna walk out as far as you comfortably can. You start back in this position, and you're gonna drive your torso. This band might kind of hit you down in the ribs a little bit, and you're gonna come back, okay? And then as you get more and more comfortable with it, you're gonna be using the torso, pushing a little bit off that right leg, and creating rotation this way. Main focus on this one is stability on that lead leg. As you're rotating through, you shouldn't be falling, leaning backwards. You shouldn't be leaning way over on that left leg. It should be, most of that weight's kind of forward towards your right leg or lead leg, but you're still pushing a little bit off that trail leg as well. This one's called a single leg T-Pro with rotation. I'm gonna show you it with a golf club. Instead, we're gonna use a golf club right now, and then eventually we might get into using what's called the T-Pro. But what you're gonna do, hands are about 12 inches apart, okay? 12 to 16 inches is where I want you to maintain that. Arms are gonna be straight, okay? So your elbows not flared, anything like that. You can do this stagger stance, so 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. This is gonna give you the most balance and stability. The wider your base, the more stability you're gonna have. What I want you to try to do, if you can, might be a little more challenging, is put a foot on the wall and maintain a good golf posture, okay? If that's not possible, again, you can just put a foot down on the ground. But what you're going to be doing is good golf position. You're gonna be rotating as far as you can with the torso. Head's gonna stay neutral and nice and smooth, rotating through. So what it looks like is you're just trying to rotate the torso as much as you can while trying to maintain stability in the lower body and increase the amount that you can rotate side to side. So you'll do 10 rotations and do the other leg. We're gonna switch and you'll do both sides. So this is that push-up series I'm going to show you here. I'm going to give you 4 different exercises because there's a couple different parts to a push-up. So what this one's going to be is it's going to be an isometric deep press. Isometric means nothing is moving, you're just pushing and there's no motion. So what I want you to do is I want you to stack the weight up pretty heavy. So right now I have it at 155 pounds. Put it at a weight that you won't be able to actually move, okay? So these handles, I want them kind of towards the back so this kind of adjusts. I don't want it all the way back. I want about 1 or 2 of these little notches. You'll see them here showing in the front. What you're gonna do is you're gonna be in a nice good position. You're gonna build up, okay? So you're gonna be pushing and you're gonna gradually building up to pushing close to as hard as you can for 5 seconds. And then you're gonna relax, okay? You're gonna push, you're gonna build up towards it, so not as hard as you can right away. You're gonna build up towards it. Push hard as you can for 5 seconds and relax. You're gonna repeat that 5 to 8 times. This one's called an eccentric push-up loading. So what you're gonna be doing here is the eccentric portion of it is you are slowly lowering down into that position. The concentric portion of it is where you're actually pushing up. So what we're working on here is the eccentric aspect of it. The lower you can do this, the better. So if you can get it down to the point where you're doing this on the floor, fantastic. If you can't right away, that's fine. So I'm here kneeling, my arms are straight. I'm going to be lowering myself down for the count of 5 seconds. Okay, and then I'm going to not push myself back up, but I'm going to kind of reset and bring myself up to that starting position. So what it looks like here is I'm going to slowly lower. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then you can kind of reset however you need to. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Can you reset? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, reset. So what you're trying to do is really control that down. And again, you can adjust the heights of it, start off a little bit higher up, and then eventually you'll be able to get to the point where you're slowly lowering yourself down to the ground with control. So those first 2 that we did are focusing on more of the chest and a little bit of control. This one, we need to focus on the tricep because the tricep is what is extending and pushing that elbow. So what we're going to be doing here is elbows are going to be in tighter, okay? I don't want your arms out here. That's chest, okay? So elbows are going to be in tighter. What you're going to do is you're going to be dropping yourself down to this position and you straighten the arms like this, okay? So you're not dropping the chest with the elbows out. Elbows are tucked in to my side and pushing this way, okay? You can change the elevation if that's too easy. Walk your feet back a little bit. Do this. You're going to do 8 with double arm, okay? Then you're going to do 8 with the right arm, sinking down, keeping your core nice and tight, pushing just that elbow, okay? Working on that tricep. Again, if it becomes too easy, you can back up. If it's challenging at first, do it more upright, and then you'll switch to the other side. Left arm, elbows in, touching that forearm, extending and straightening right there. Now we're going to combine all of those together, and you've been doing this one, the elevation change push-up. I want you to continue doing that one, but I want you to do it after you've already done those exercises. And instead of doing 30 reps, let's shoot for about 10 to 15 for about 2 sets, okay? So first set, you can start a little bit more elevated. If you can drop it down the second set, great. But what I want to do is just combine all of these together, and the more you kind of work on all of these different movements, this should get better overall. So how you've been kind of doing it, as you've been doing it, you're lowering down and pushing up, okay? Keeping those elbows in a little bit more so you can also use the triceps along with the chest. If the elbows get too far out here, you're using just the chest, you're not really using much of the triceps. You can keep your elbows a little bit more tucked in, not all the way tucked in, but a little more tucked in. Then you can actually use the triceps as well as the chest to push yourself up. So how this looks from the front, and you can look into the mirror when you're doing this as well if you want to. What I don't want is I don't want you elbows out here, okay? That doesn't really use the triceps and it actually makes it a lot weaker, okay? So a push up like this, not great, okay? If your elbows are tucked in a little bit more and you can drop down in here versus out here, you can actually use those triceps and the chest to explode and push yourself back up.